And that was a shoot.
Yeah, that's full-blown shooting.
Since you want to shoot, cowboy!
And now, the Real Shoot Wrestling Podcast.
Real Shoot Wrestling episode number 14. This is getting so exciting. We're approaching the big 15 that nobody really cares about, but it's not really that big of a number.
Kenny Omega's gear is awful.
We've got the New Japan show from this past weekend on the background, so if we randomly comment on the show, that's what's going on. But anyway, I'm Gabe Jones.
I'm Tim Cross.
What's wrong with it?
First of all, it looks like his gear has a butthole.
It says the Elite on it.
Second of all, no, that's fine, but they look like garbage bags.
That's better than the UFC where they had, back in the day, they had Condom Depot ads on their butt.
No, what they say and what they look like is fine. It's the way, it's the fabric, it's the way they fit on Kenny Omega that's just awful.
How about New Day calling out the Elite on Sunday?
Oh, that was funny. And then the whole crowd reacted to it as well.
Yeah, I was
like,
surprised.
Ooh.
All right, anyway, there was a big week of wrestling.
A big week of wrestling inside the ring and out.
Yes. It's hard to know where to start. I guess the number one story would be Dean Ambrose becoming the world champion on Sunday, cashing in the Money in the Bank that he won earlier in the night. The internet seems to be happy, kind of, majority of it for once. It's a face that people like. Tim is probably doesn't like it because of that, so...
Not at all.
Why not?
That's not why I don't like it.
Okay.
I just don't like it because I feel like I just don't get into him as much as other people do. That's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything wrong with him, but at the same time, I think that they're missing the they missed the boat again on somebody else. Like when how they should have jumped on Roman a little earlier and got him when people liked him. I think it kind of the big burst for him was when they thought he won it at Roadblock.
Yeah.
And then it just died out and he lost again. It's almost like they were treating him like he won Money in the Bank before he won Money in the Bank.
Now, when you say you don't like him, is you don't like how he's being booked, or you've never liked him as a wrestler?
No, I enjoy him.
Okay.
It's just right now I feel like, when somebody wins the Money in the Bank, it's like they go on a losing spree.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like they had him doing that before he won Money in the Bank because he cashed it in so quickly. Kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And plus, I like that whole concept of like, holy crap, you don't know what's going to happen, and for it to happen so fast, it was just like, all right.
They did that whole everybody in the Shield had the title in one night. I mean, that's just, you can see that happening on a WWE Network special or a DVD where they go into detail about that night. I mean, that's just what this is going to be, is a way to look back and see this as a night that Jericho beat Rock and Austin. The Shield had the title in one night. It's going to be one of those things that we always look back on. And that's why they did it. It was for that. But I guess, so where do you think they go from here with Ambrose? Do you think he's a transitional champion, or do you think he's got a long reign ahead of him? Excuse the pun. You don't know?
I mean, there's no way you can know right now, and anybody to say that they do know is just absolutely dumb, because you don't. There's no way of knowing. I mean, we'll get into it later, but the situation with Roman.
Right.
No one was ready for that. So
right.
That changes the situation.
It depends on what show he ends up on.
But who's to say they're still not going to push for that 3-way at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
It's weird, and it's kind of like I said, at a weird situation to really be able to call it either way. If this is, if he's just a placeholder or if he's gonna get some type of long-term situation.
Do you see them turning him at some point? Because people have talked about that as a possibility as well.
Dean or Roman?
Dean. They're never turning Roman.
I think they do turn Roman when he comes back.
Okay.
I think they change his whole gimmick.
In a month? Just with a month layoff?
Yeah.
Okay. But you don't think they would for Dean?
No, because why would they?
I don't know. I just, for me,
I'm not saying they take him heel. I'm not saying they take him face. I'm saying they change his gimmick. What I'm saying is, why not play to everything that it is, just like John Cena does. Roman Reigns' gimmick before he was in the Shield was, I'm awesome. Check out my body. I wear trunks. I'm more appealing to women.
Yeah.
Why not make him more appealing to women? He's at the point to where he doesn't have to turn heel. Ever.
Oh, I agree with that.
There's no point in it. Like, if he has to come out and say, "Hey guys, all right, I turned heel. All right, now shut up." That's not going to work. So, stay the way he is. Just make him cockier, make him more appealing to women, and I'm sure that will help. And more people hate him.
Speaking about Roman Reigns, that was probably the other big story of the week. You could argue this might even be a bigger story. It came out Tuesday that he is suspended for violating the wellness policy. Kind of a surprising thing, seeing how he was just champ.
I thought it was one of those situations where I saw it. I thought it might have been like kayfabe news.
Yeah.
And I looked real quick, and I was like, wait a minute, that's legit.
Do you think this is something they knew before Money in the Bank?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
so because of what I read from a reliable source, it said that they knew ahead of time, and in all actuality, his punishment was just getting pinned by Seth.
So you don't think that whole Money in the Bank thing was a plan until then? Maybe.
Oh no! I would say that they had the whole Shield thing planned, but what I'm saying is the way it happened. I don't think it was would be planned. I think it would. I think it would have been. He would have probably held on to the case a little bit longer.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, my only argument against that is, why did they add him to the triple threat match? And I know that in 30 days he'll still be able to wrestle.
I didn't get to finish.
Okay.
They knew about it, and his punishment was just losing to Seth, losing the belt. But it got out. They found out about it.
Okay.
Sorry about the motorcycle outside. But the media found out about it.
Okay.
People found out about it, so there had to be a punishment laid out.
All right, so
30 days. 30 days.
I have
is minimum.
seen a scenario where they did that when he got tossed into the barricade. They were going to use that as an injury, and he was just going to get written off for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think he'll be in that match, even though on Battleground?
Yes, it's Battleground.
Even though that his 30 days will be up by then, because it's a oddly long layoff, 5-week layoff.
See, that's it. I don't know. We're gonna have to. I mean, obviously, it's gonna be kind of weird. Thursday watching SmackDown, seeing what they do. But that's another reason why I think they knew already. Because why would you just advertise Seth Rollins is going to be on SmackDown?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I just
like they made such a big deal about Seth Rollins being on SmackDown. Like, what's?
But do you think they were trying to cover that up and keep it under the rug?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's not like this is the first time this has happened.
Because they've not. When's the last time? I mean, I guess they did it with Adam Rose, but they've not had a really big name since. I think maybe Edge and Orton may have gotten caught.
Orton.
Maybe even Mysterio. Did he get caught too?
No, the last person. Because see, a lot of people are saying it's because of weed.
Yeah, they have not. Nobody really knows for sure.
Nobody really knows, but there's a couple of things that let you know, like if
it could even be a prescription. I mean, really.
Yeah, I mean it could be a med, but also a lot of people are thinking it's that because of because that's just it's something small. That's what they're saying, and that's why they were just going to like, all right, you lose the title. That's your punishment. So,
yeah, I've seen a lot of conspiracy theories about how this was just going to be a cover-up, and Dean's going to job to him on the next show, or maybe even SummerSlam. I've even seen some really bizarre things that he's going to come back, Rollins is going to win the title, and they're going to have this storyline about how Reigns is going to needs to learn how to win clean, and that's their build to WrestleMania next year. Just another way to put Roman over, pretty much. I've seen conspiracy theories like that. You know how wrestling fans are.
I hate my life. And well, if that's the
what's your favorite wrestling conspiracy ever?
Really? You gonna ask me?
Yeah.
If the screw job was a fucking work or not? That's
probably my favorite too.
Because it is a work.
Yeah. Okay. If you say so.
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just that's my opinion.
That's my favorite. Yeah. Okay.
But I'm right.
John Cena and AJ Styles had a great match. It looks like they're going to continue this rivalry on to the next pay-per-view. How did you feel about the ending and the way they booked it? You think it left the door open for a rematch?
Well, yeah, it left the door open for a rematch, and it also I mean, it's funny because like to me, it's like, oh yeah, oh cool, you let AJ win, but you didn't give him a clean win.
Yeah,
you know.
I look at it from the John Cena perspective.
And you also look at it as like John Cena, well, yeah, I lost, but guess what? It wasn't a clean win,
right.
So I'm still powerful and I'm still John Cena.
I think it
was a bigger deal to me when Kevin Owens won still.
Oh yeah, because he won clean.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a younger guy, relatively unknown by most fans. Yeah, I'm curious as to where they go with this, mainly because of I don't know how do they ban the club from ringside next match? You know,
they don't follow the rules anyway.
That's true, but
and there's no type of title or anything. So what? You're banned from ringside? Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just it's a really odd 5-week layoff. They can do a lot in between then and there.
Well, it's also to give you it gives you a little bit longer to do this draft thing.
Yeah, which they just announced. I think it's like the Tuesday before that pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's the 19th.
Did you like the John Laurinaitis bit?
Didn't see it.
Didn't see it?
No.
Yeah, it was okay.
I don't remember what happened Monday, but I remember not being able to really watch wrestling. So I went back and just skimmed part of it.
It was a short segment. He came out and he tried to pitch himself to be a GM, and Shane was like, nah, not happening.
Yeah.
They've really left this whole thing up in the air. We're still not real sure how this is going to be set up.
Yeah, it still doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I thought it was going to be, Stephanie gets one, Stephanie gets one. Now, all of a sudden, Shane and Stephanie are going to hire one for each of them, but they've got to decide together. Like
the way it's sounding like they're going to run both. They're going to run the WWE, but they're going to have a GM for both, and they ultimately still answer to Shane's stuff. Pretty much is what I get out of it, but I don't know.
But see, to me, that still doesn't serve a purpose because they're still answering to Vince. You know what I mean?
they don't want you to remember that, though. I guess the way that they could set that up is to build competition between the two, but you can do that with Shane and Steph too.
Exactly.
So I don't know. We'll see. So there were. I would be at fault if I didn't mention the Money in the Bank ladder match this weekend. There were actually two pretty good ladder matches this weekend.
Yeah.
We're watching one right now with Michael Elgin and Kenny Omega. Which one did you like better?
I'm gonna go with the Money in the Bank. Well, I'll go with this. I'll go with this one. The Michael Elgin and Kenny Omega one, because I mean it's a historic.
Yeah,
one,
it's first one ever.
So
in Japan.
That it's got that going for it, and plus it's 1-on-1.
Yeah, we see too many of these multiple man ladder matches, because they're doing the IC title in WrestleMania now.
Yeah,
so it kind of takes away from the Money in the Bank match a little bit.
So and it's just like,
not to say that was bad. I mean, that match was probably one of the best Money in the Bank matches they've had in a while, especially with some of the spots that they had, balancing the ladders on the ropes and all that.
I didn't get to see that either. I don't know what happened Sunday night, but something happened Sunday night as well.
You'll have to watch it. I think I would agree with you that I give the edge to the New Japan match. Especially, I mean, the last few minutes just seemed like an Attitude Era match with all the run-ins.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, you guys have to go watch that if you haven't seen it already.
Please do.
Maybe we'll throw up a link on our Facebook page, Real Shoot Wrestling.
I think that's what we need to do. We need to start putting up the info to check out matches that we talk about and like match of the week and stuff like that.
I would, but most of my match of the weeks are really obscure matches.
Yeah, but you always pull them off of the damn network.
Well, at least I remember the names of the people in the damn match.
Listen, I remembered it. I put it up on the page. I even told you. And I showed a shoot fight that he got into at the end of a match because they got too physical. Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle is the name.
But don't worry, I've got both names for this week's.
I did throw up a match with Cedric and Zack Sabre from last weekend on the page. Did you get to see that?
Yeah.
Oh, it was really good. TJ Phillips enjoyed it.
Did you see the picture that WWE put up today?
No. All of Zack Sabre.
Daniel Bryan, and Finn Balor.
Yeah.
All in one picture. They
are taping the Cruiserweight Classic, one of the first tapings this week, actually. They just announced Mauro Ranallo and Daniel Bryan will be hosting the show. I don't know. Will Daniel Bryan, will he be doing caller? Is that what it is?
That's how I understand it.
Yeah, so the first tapings are this week. Their first airing will be July 13th. So definitely be looking out. I'm sure they'll have some previews on the YouTube channel.
Also, if you check them out on Snapchat, you get to see more like actual stuff going on at the time. There was a lot of weigh-ins for the Cruiserweight Classic that they put on their Snapchat.
What's their Snapchat name?
WWE.
Okay. For those that Snapchat like Tim and I, we're not going to give our personal Snapchat accounts away, but
oh no! If you want to show me your wiener or your ham clam, please just let me know. I'll shoot you my Snapchat information, and we'll go on from there.
For those that are looking to send their wieners, Sasha Banks returned Monday night.
Yeah, which is a huge deal for all you Real Shoot Wrestling.
It is
fans.
A big deal because this is. For the official Divas Women's Revolution to start, you have to have the best people up there.
They have.
They've not had.
They had her.
Sasha's been off TV for so long.
They had her in the main match
at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
yeah,
and for the title,
and
she didn't win it. So now you go and have the women that can actually work.
But people have said that match stole the show. So
what? And it did.
Why do you take her off after that?
Because it wasn't just her. It was Charlotte as well, and it was Becky.
It was.
So what do? You don't give everybody everything all at once. I mean, what's the point of giving you great women's wrestling while other great wrestling is going on, and it's just not going to be seen? So what you do is Natalia can go. I don't care what anybody thinks or whatever stupid nickname they give her.
You have no disagreement from me about that.
So what they do is they have Charlotte, which is good. Well, okay.
She's green still, but she's good.
Go after Natalia. That gets Charlotte better without Flair being there. Then you have her bringing in Becky, and now Becky and her can work, and then boom, now you bring in Sasha. You get ready to build towards SummerSlam.
Okay, but you're only looking at it from the title picture perspective.
No, I'm not, because look at it now. Now, Sasha's out. Not Sasha. Sasha and Paige are in now, and Becky and Natalya are going to have their own story.
Yeah. But that's been an anomaly. They haven't had a whole lot of those secondary matches.
But it's happening now. So
that's good.
And this is what it's been building for. How do you make more? You can't just throw Sasha out there, her out there, and Charlotte out there, and Becky, and then here's how we're going to build our division. No, you have somebody that hasn't been doing anything for a while out there with the champion, make them important again, give you another heel woman. You've got Sasha, you've got Becky, you've got Paige as faces. You have Natalya, Dana, and Charlotte as your heels.
Yeah.
But Dana just got in trouble. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, for screwing up the match.
For screwing up the finish. So she's off TV for a minute, I guess.
She's another one that's really green. A lot of these women are really green.
But does that not make sense? You make Natalya important again.
It does, but at the same time,
she shouldn't be unimportant. But by doing it this way, you now build to where you can follow the world title and you can follow a secondary story that you're invested in.
I still think you just need to have your best talent up there doing something. I don't care.
And they are now.
I don't care if she
is now. So what's your argument?
Well, that's true now, but it's been a few months. I mean, she could be doing something with the New Day in the meantime.
Why?
Just to have her on TV.
You don't just put stuff people on TV just to do it. Because then in the long run, you're going to waste them.
I don't know about that.
You think it would be that cool to see Undertaker at WrestleMania if he's just at every single show? If he's just out there to be out there?
Sasha Banks isn't the Undertaker.
But it's getting to my point. It's the point of what it is. You don't just throw people out there for no reason. You're supposed to make sense with everything.
I agree that I do like when everything matters. And
there's times when they build it to when things matter. So, that's when I just leave it alone.
Do you think that they will have one show for the women, or do you think they'll split them up?
I just don't.
Because they're not going to have two women's titles.
I just think...
Not at this point.
I just think that's what NXT is going to kind of turn to. It's going to be... You're going to have your men, you're going to have your storylines with them, but there's going to be a lot more women involved with it.
Yeah, I think
so
too.
Because if you look at their roster, there's a lot of young women.
Yeah, there's a lot coming up
on that roster.
Yeah, I'm curious as to see how that progresses. So they announced, I think today, about the old. There's new. Well, they announced the old pay-per-view names.
Well, it was. I hate to get interrupted, but they couldn't break a table during this Omega Angle match to save their lives.
No, that was brutal.
But he bounced.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's pretty brutal.
I didn't see anything official about this, but it got out. Starting in September, though, there's going to be 2 pay-per-views.
Yeah. Which I think is a bad idea, but
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. If you watch wrestling, it's just like I said. It's just like another company coming in and doing pay-per-views.
Okay. So they
Okay.
they said, I know Clash of the Champions is one of them. They even trademarked that recently. Backlash, No Mercy. Doing Roadblock again.
Roadblock again in the same year. I know how fucking crazy that is for some of you guys. Why would they do that? Maybe because they don't care. It's a name.
Do you think that
Of
they
a
will...
pay-per-view that they've done, and by the time it comes around in December, which, mind you, it's in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
When Roadblock comes around again in December, it's not going to feel so weird. But as of right now, it does kind of feel weird because it feels like it just happened, because it did just happen. But like I said, in December, when Roadblock comes around, it's not going to be, oh, why'd they name this Roadblock? Calm down. It's a name of a pay-per-view. If that's something that you're whining about, maybe pro wrestling isn't for you.
Do you think that they will, if they go on with Clash of the Champions, do you think they'll add on with the numbers?
What do you... Oh, like Clash of the Champions 33 or 4?
Something like that.
Yeah, I know it's up there. I love Clash of Champions.
I'll be interested to see if they try to just continue that.
No.
You don't think so?
No, not at all.
We see Matt Sydal and Ricochet coming up on this match here at the end. They announced Cody Rhodes. Who's he facing?
In Connecticut?
Yes.
Oh, Jushin Thunder Liger,
Wow.
and I will be there.
What are the other ones he's announced this past week?
I'm not 100% sure what else he's announced. I know that he's teased him and Steve Corino.
Yeah. You just tweeted at our RSW podcast.
Steve Corino, we want you on our podcast. Why'd you block me on Twitter for no reason? I like you.
But yeah, that'll be exciting. I really hope for some reason he's in Pittsburgh with the Ring of Honor show in September. Cody. I know it's a long shot, but
I just don't see him being with Ring of Honor. I see him coming in here or there.
But a lot of the people that were on his list are in Ring of Honor. That's the only reason why.
They're also in
PWG.
other companies as well.
Yeah, I know. It'll be something fun to watch.
Definitely something fun
Kurt
to watch.
Angle said he has talked with Triple H recently about coming back.
Which is cool.
Which is kind of odd that we just heard that story about how the WWE is contacting some older stars to fill the rosters.
You got Ray. Supposedly they thought about bringing up...
I've heard Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, but he just signed a contract, which is crazy. With TNA. Also, Trevor Lee and a couple others
I've even heard Steven Richards.
What?
Yeah.
I hope not.
He's in shape still.
So what? Well, I never...
Did you never like him in ECW or anything?
Oh my God, no.
No?
I
thought he was funny.
I mean, I'm not saying Stevie Richards can't work. It's just nothing he did made me want to watch him.
Okay. But you do want to see Kurt Angle?
Yeah, I want to see Kurt Angle. I don't mind seeing Jeff Hardy. I wouldn't mind seeing him in that, in that situation again.
Rumors are already starting to fly that
Rey Mysterio, Carlito.
I'm not too big on either one of those right now.
Yeah.
There's rumors are already starting to fly since then. The
Goldberg.
The Raw after the draft is in Pittsburgh, so people are saying Angle will show up. I don't think so, but
yeah, possibility.
People were
Pittsburgh is getting a lot more shows. That belt, that IWGP Intercontinental title used to be really pretty. Now it's god awful ugly. That white, I don't know what they did with it. It looks like they ran over it with a car.
Yeah, I like the WWE one better.
I personally like this one better when it's clean and got white leather instead of it looking like...
What is that, copper?
What do you mean?
Is that is the collar copper?
No, the band that strap is supposed to be white.
Okay. Yeah,
but it's got silver and gold on it.
Maybe the Young Bucks had something to do with that.
Nah.
Go
Young Bucks.
Your girl Paige got arrested.
She didn't get arrested. First of all, she's not my girl. I don't like her. She's annoying. But
the internet went insane with.
Oh my
God,
they went nuts. First of all, it was a dispute against her and Alberto Del Rio.
The stories that came out, from
and she got arrested for that. Second, she had a mental breakdown.
Yeah. And
got arrested for that. Third, it was a scene shot for Total Divas, and then fourth, the actual truth came out, and there were some drunks in the bar that called it fake, and she got a little upset about it. And the other people got loud, and just in that situation, the bar owners called the cops, and the cops came and just routine handcuff and separate. They put her in the. It was just routine.
Yeah.
And then she was
charged
just
with anything.
Charged with nothing, no photos, no nothing, and then she just got sent on her way, and they left. And that's all.
Because everyone has phones on their or cameras on their phones.
So everybody can calm down. She's all right.
The WWE is not stupid enough to put someone in a title match the night after they were in a mental home.
Yeah.
Okay, so just stop with all that.
Yes. It very much so, because
now Jerry Lawler, on the other hand, was actually charged with something.
Yeah, which is crap as well. Because
I think he was charged. Well, they had to be if they held him.
Yeah, they held him, got his picture, and everything. That situation, he came back from a show that was oddly enough called. It had something
with jail in it.
Something with jail or bars or Slammer.
Which, if it's a Memphis show, that doesn't surprise me.
Just. Funny situation like that, coincidence, but he came home, and his 27-year-old girlfriend.
I don't think he does fiance. That's too much commitment for him.
Girlfriend came home, and she was a little intoxicated, and they got loud, and he wouldn't let her drive. He wouldn't let her leave. And she scratched his face and all that. And I guess, the cops got called. And also, by routine, both of them go to jail. So that's what happened. He got out, she got out, and straight went to the public and was like, listen, he was just stopping me from driving. I was the one in the wrong. I scratched his face. He did absolutely nothing to me. But this week, your favorite, David Otunga took his spot for SmackDown.
Yeah. Hopefully it's temporary, but that's just...
Everybody's whining about what's his job there. Well, now they gave him one. Shut up.
That's a complete WWE move, because that's just something that they're doing just because, honestly.
Who? What?
Because David Otunga, there's a lot better people. They could put someone else in there.
Yeah.
So, that's all I'm going to say about that. About this Lawler thing, number one, and this might be too political to say this, but
oh, jeez,
there's obviously a double standard when it comes to domestic violence, when it comes to men and women.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel that may have been what happened here.
Yeah.
Secondly, you can avoid this by not dating people 30 years younger than you.
30?
Is it?
It's like 44 years.
Okay, so
she's 27,
which is younger than any of us. So
yeah.
And Lawler's older than my dad, I think. So
yes.
So that's all. I mean, that's really all you need to know. Why else would a 27-year-old be interested in a man that old?
Obviously,
it's love. It's love. I'm sure.
The shriveled up balls. I'm sure she loves them.
I doubt. You got anything else going on?
No. Just,
What else did you...
I am pumped to announce that the Young Bucks are again, for the fourth time, the junior heavyweight tag team champions after this last pay-per-view. Elgin won the IC title from Omega.
That was a great match.
The Briscoes won the IWGP heavyweight titles from the Tungas.
Yes.
From the Bullet Club. And the Osprey, what's his name?
Osprey
match?
lost, didn't he?
He lost, but it was a good match.
Yeah, and then Okada beat Tate.
I haven't. Thanks for telling me. We're just now watching it.
Okay, sorry. I haven't watched it either. I just knew that. I actually fell asleep during this 15-minute NATO entrance. So yeah, I guess before all that, before we hit the match of the week, we probably will not have a show next week because I will be out of town.
Why?
Because I've got things going on next week.
But I can do the show.
Okay, if you want to do the show without me, that's fine. I did it without you. I guess it's only fair.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a match of the week?
Of course I do. Why would I not? And I know both of the competitors in it.
That's good. That is progress.
All right, and since Gabe wants to always go and give all these stupid statistics about this,
I've got a great one this week.
Go to YouTube, put in Rev Pro episode 18.
All right.
Osprey versus Scroll. That's all you got to put in. It'll come up. And when I say Scroll, it's because my wrestler of the week is the villain, Marty Scroll.
Very nice.
He is... He's very, very entertaining. He's really good, and he can go. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to be a heel. All together, he's just a complete package. TJ Phillips just walked in the door. Marty Scroll.
Fucking awesome.
Fucking awesome.
TJ Phillips.
One of the best heels out there right now.
No, not a heel. A villain.
Villain. Yeah.
Not a heel, a villain. If you haven't checked him out, please do. Please do. I'm going to put some more stuff up on the page about him. So you can get well informed.
All right, match of the week for me.
TJ has one if you want his before you give yours.
You got a match of the week?
Zack Sabre Jr., Marty Scurll.
Did you like that Zack Sabre match I put up?
Yes.
Against
he's really good too. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him in the cruiserweight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make TJ put up his match with Cedric Alexander on the Real Shoot page.
All right.
Which will be an exclusive too because it's only on his phone.
Oh wow. Real Shoot Wrestling exclusive. My match of the week comes from King of the Ring 1996. 20 years ago this week, Austin 316. Just want to lay that out there. But the main event of that show was Shawn Michaels versus the Bulldog. It was a really good match. Kind of got overshadowed by the Austin 316 promo that you'll probably be seeing all over the internet tomorrow or today or whenever you're listening to this podcast. But
why? Oh, because it'll be like 20 years today.
It's the 20-year anniversary of Austin 316. I'm not the only history buff on the internet.
This guy's a history buff too. I'm all about history, but I'm not all about dates.
That's why you use the internet.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah.
Okay, you already had a wrestler of the week.
Yeah. So.
I'm going with Dean Ambrose because he's not taking the usual path to being the champion. He's been through CZW. I mean, how many different indies did he work through?
Well, personally, I know he's worked with CZW. He's worked in IWA. He worked in Florida Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
IWA Mid-South? Didn't he work in IWA? Dean?
Yeah.
Moxley. Where all has Moxley worked?
Everywhere.
Yeah, honestly, Moxley he's one of those guys that just, he's so indie that, whoever paid him, he went there.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's not the polished guy that you usually think Vince would like as the champion. And he's kind of like Daniel Bryan in that way, where he's kind of gone up and won the title unexpectedly.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like I have no complaints.
Do you look at him the way you look at Finn Balor right now?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, it's almost to the point to where I'm just over it. There's nothing like bad about him. I have nothing bad to say about him, but it's just not hitting me right now. I liked Dean a lot when he first came in with the Shield. I liked him when he was John Moxley. Before he came in, I liked him in Florida Championship Wrestling. It's just like, to me, with this character, I've seen it before. Like, just, I know something different will happen and he'll change something. So I'll get back into him. My interest will peak again. But at the same time, it's just like I'm with them right now. So
okay, well,
but I think I think it is cool that the way they did it. It makes sense. It's an actual good story, but at the same time, you have
to be happy for him.
It's a very predictable story, and plus, he is the first person to ever win the CCW champion and WWE title.
And that's why I'm happy for him, because he's on the road less traveled, pretty much.
I don't know why anybody would actually want to travel the road he's traveled. He's
been
literally
some brutal.
I watched the other day, and I was talking to TJ about this and some other people about it randomly. There's one where he lets this dude take a jigsaw, and it's electric and goes across his head, and you watch it split open.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I have no idea how you would go about that, except for like, hey, dude, fuck it, I don't care, cut me, like so. You got to understand my hatred for hardcore wrestling, which also plays into why there's just that thing that sets me off by him. But at the same time, he's good.
But he's become someone that has been able to get away from that and still be successful, and that's why I dig that.
What do you have to say right now, TJ?
How are you shitting on deathmatch guys?
I hate it.
I know you hate it, but I mean,
I'm not
those
shitting
guys
on
work hard.
I didn't say they didn't.
And take chances to, what I mean?
Well, so does people, I
respect guys that do it.
So does Tony Hawk and the skateboarders and BMX riders and motocross, but I don't give a shit about them.
It's because it ain't wrestling.
Yeah, but at the same time, that doesn't mean, like, I have to like it. I respect it. I'm not shitting on them. I'm just saying I personally don't dig that or like to watch it. It's just not what I like to watch wrestling for. Some people love it.
Well, yeah.
I don't. You like doing it.
Yeah.
Just because you're crazy.
All right, guys. That was a nice discussion from TJ Phillips and Tim Cross.
Who's your wrestler of the week,
Dean Ambrose.
Why, though? Can you explain to me
told
other
you.
than it's a cool story?
I'm just happy for him.
I mean, do you think that he, like, good work week in and week out?
I think he's somebody that over the course of the last few years has worked his butt off to get where he's at. And he's gone through not just the last couple years, but his whole career, just to build to this point, is why I'm really happy for him.
Do you remember the crap that happened between him and Mick Foley years ago?
Yeah.
Before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. I think I thought that was really cool, and it's just like
that would have happened if Mick's neurosurgeon would have cleared him, but
it's a situation for me to where I've already been following him.
Yeah.
I've already been watching him. So it's like I've already seen the hype, and now it's like I'm on to other people. There's nothing wrong with him. I'm just on to other people. That's the best.
Got it.
That's probably the best way to put it.
He's just one of those guys that you've watched over the course of his career, and he's kind of been a journeyman, and that's why.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just happy for him. That's all. Can't
Yeah,
you?
I'm totally happy for him.
Yeah.
And it's awesome that someone out of the norm is a champion again. And to the fact that I can't sit here and say I don't know why he's champion, because he doesn't get the cheers. It gets loud as shit when he comes out.
And
when I went and saw him in Pittsburgh, the girl right in front of me had a Dean sign.
The house shows he's headlined has been more than Roman Reigns too. So
yes, but I think that like we were talking about for the longest time, you got to think this has been building up, and you had to have known that this was going to come too, because if you think about it, he feuded with
Triple H,
straight into Brock Lesnar, then straight into Jericho.
Yeah.
So it's like Triple H saw it coming, put him in the match with him at Roadblock, saw the uproar about that situation, which I have still yet to watch that match. But people still tell me they haven't watched Nakamura and Sami Zayn, so I don't feel that bad.
Well, those people are weird. All right, guys. Real Shoot Wrestling on Facebook, RSW Podcast on Twitter and Instagram.
And then Real Shoot Wrestling on Facebook.
And YouTube.
YouTube as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you...
SoundCloud,
comment, subscribe, tell your friends.
Give us a good rating.
Yeah, give us a good rating. And also, the reason why we haven't done, listener questions is because you haven't gave us any questions for the show. So if you have a question or anything, or if there's anything that you'd like us to find out, please let us know. Also, if there's ever like, hey, I heard about this one wrestler, can you guys give me some info? I'm sure people on the page will shoot you info and all that. And so get your friends involved. The more people, the better it'll be.
Also, if you can Google him and save us the trouble, that would really help too.
Well, no, but I don't mind telling people. I mean, if you're more than willing to listen, I'm more than willing to fucking talk. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I know that.
Woo!
All right, guys.
Ric Flair.
Thanks a lot for joining us. We'll see you next time.